Hello everyone, welcome. Give me a second here, whoops. Sorry, I should have been prepared. Okay, so I'm going to start by lighting my beautiful Shaman's Dawn candle here of purification, because I feel like we could all use a little purification right now. So there it is. And I'm using my dear friend Robin's oil here. I'll put a bit of that on my heart. It's always good to breathe it in, let it go to all those parts in your brain where you need it. And I like to do this and just kind of put it over my whole energy field. And then you can just go back and smell that oil. Okay, so I'm going to move our candle over there. And this is, I feel like I'm holding a candle at a concert for everyone out there, for all of you, for all of your families, for all your patients, clients, and for all the service work all of you do every day, because I believe we're all in service right now to a bigger cause, a higher cause. And may you bring that white light into your life for good health, abundance, love, joy, creativity, and just plain play. So with that said, let's look at today's the last Sunday in February. So God, time is just whizzing by. So we're going to use the wisdom of the hidden realms. See what Colette has to say. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. And what I love about this card, let me just show you the card. She's blowing a kiss. And it's so beautiful because as I look at the card, she's giving. And to me, this is not just giving, but it's like giving back, tithing. And they always say giving and receiving is the same, two different sides of the same coin. So we can't just be the ones that are giving all the time. We have to learn how to receive. And I believe that this is not just from people down here. I believe it's from spirit and other beings as well. And withholding, to me, this is like not to be withholding, to give freely. And as you let it out, it comes in, it goes out, it comes in. We know about that with tithing and everything, but let's see what she has to say. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. The Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing. Oh, I did not know that. I don't know these by heart. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you don't need to distribute 10% of the wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Totally feel the same way. There was a law, a universal law, supposedly on the books from long ago saying that it had to be the church, and I don't believe that. I believe you give where you want to give. And yet this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity. Even though the tradition of tithing is material, in fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks of you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception, even if seemingly poor strangers. If you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around are assured. Your belief in others has greater value than you could fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you that you can only keep what you're willing to give. That's interesting. So the message, the Lady of the Gifts says that the act of withholding isn't welcome in her world. In fact, withholding information, wow, is another way to lie. Are you doing this? Perhaps someone is doing it to you. Withholding something in order to keep you manipulated and controlled, so you believe deep down you're not quite good enough. Now is the time for you to address the concept of withholding. If you see this in any aspect of your life, it's time for a change. Giving to others with the idea of getting something in return is also being warned against here. The best way out of this mire is to give with honesty and with an open heart and without expectation. The Lady of the Gift challenges you to be generous and compassionate. You can always start again. I love that, because one of the things I have never understood in the so-called spiritual community is that there are people that are of two different mindsets. There are those that would share information and give, whether it's information, clients, or whatever, and there are those that want to hold on to everything. And I've never understood why. It just doesn't register to me. So check in with yourself. What are you holding on to? What could you do more sharing with? Is there somebody who needs something? And I don't care if they need a hug. Well, hugs could be difficult right now. But, if they need a positive word, if they need a girl or boy, whatever, if they need food, if they need a blanket, whatever they need, this is the time to really share what you have. Okay. We move to Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. What is the message for the up and coming week for February, last Sunday in February, and the up and coming week? Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Very interesting. Beautiful. So when I look at this, it just looks like somebody's coming out of a temple and she's standing outside in nature, just going like this with her arms. You probably can't see it because it's a speck on this card. Even looking at it from here, you have to stretch. But it's clearly a temple that she's not in. She's outside under the stars and the moon and just enjoying herself. So this says that, we've been going hot and heavy for a long time with everything that's going on. Take a break. Okay. Wish these had numbers on them. Okay, here we go. Take a break. It's okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you have created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing, to be in the moment and enjoy where you are, to take a breath and regather your mind, body, and spirit, to recalibrate, appreciate, and celebrate, to decide on what you really want to experience next. If you take a moment, you are not going to miss out. Perhaps you have just completed a big project, manifested something significant in your life, released an old way of being, or just been burning the candle at both ends. Now is the time to take some time out before rushing on to the next thing. You did it, enjoy yourself, and recalibrate. Go on vacation, book a massage, take long walks in nature, go away for a rejuvenating weekend to recharge and replenish. It says take a break and a breath. So that is positive. And it really feels like It could be for things in your life as well. But to me, what's calling out with this is take a break. We have been going nonstop over the last year trying to hold the light, hold the light. And it reminds me of those old movies where you had the warriors all on the horses on one side and then the other ones on that side. And it's like, hold the line, hold the line. I think we've been doing that for so long that we all need a break. And again, so much is happening to our bodies and our mental body and our emotional body that it's good to take a break every now and then. All right, we have Moonology. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. And Leos are all about pride. Look at the lion. He's so prideful. But it says, don't let pride get in your way. And it's funny because it's a picture of the world with a full mane lion front and center. And we all know that Leos do like attention and all of that. They like visibility. But with this, it's like, to me, what's coming is about us not allowing our egos to really get in the way of finding out what's true and what isn't. Because our egos, with all of us, we all want to be right. We all want to be the one that, has it a certain way. But this is saying, I feel like it should be, don't let your ego get in the way. So we'll see what this is about. Okay. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. Right now, in the big picture of the mass consciousness, I think this is true. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is the time to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all of your relationships. So the teaching is, when the full moon comes into Leo, it can be a wonderful, bright time where people feel more confident to show the world their talents and assets. That's the upside of the lunation and of this card, no matter when you pull it. However, take note that the Leo full moon combination creates a sort of tension between your needs and the needs of people in your network. Leo full moon is a time to release pride. Well, they told us that straight up. Okay, going into Starseed Oracle. For everybody who will be watching on the last Sunday of February. Star Brothers. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. We love our star beings. Okay, as I look at this, it's very powerful, since I led a group to Egypt and I was in the Horus temple. It was very, very powerful, and there's a picture of Horus on here and the symbols that represent him. And so it's about remembering that there may be the physicality of somebody like that being here, but Horus was a god, and all of the Egyptian ones were, just like Isis and the rest of them. And having this energy, when you think of how all of them went through such myths, I want to say mystical and mythic at the same time stories, they can be very profound, the symbolism of them. So let's look at Star Brothers. You're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support from those in your life and from benevolent beings that you've connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go it alone, life alone. That it's not safe to let our guard down and our hearts open. That the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. To call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically, they want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs and to learn to open your heart, especially when it wants to harden. So you're supposed to ask yourself, how can you open yourself up to receiving more support? Now, one of the things that comes to mind, I mentioned this month that I do work with getting messages from the galactic energies, and one of their biggest, clarification, what they want to clear up is that, everybody's like, how come we never see any ships or the galactics that come? Well, that would cause a lot of stirring, a lot of fear. And they know that people aren't ready for that. And this is really about knowing that you can call on, many of us are from the stars. Some people are not from the earth. We're from all different places all over the world in universes. And so the very thing that you're afraid of, it's just like down here. We have all different cultures and nationalities and all of that, countries, and people fear what they don't know. So if somebody comes from a foreign land, people get afraid until they get to know what they're all about. It's the same thing. And I think one of my jobs in the future is to get people to understand this more, that the sci-fi movies you've seen and the things that have gone on are, that's kind of like the producer's way of getting you to really be in the movie and have fear about whatever is. But that's not the truth of it. There's good and bad in everything. Okay, enough said about that. I'm going to end with 2 more cards. Back to the Oracle of 7. In perfect harmony. And it's interesting because it's all music notes coming out of this. Okay. And what it calls to me, looking at the card, is that we all beat to a different drum. And the notes to me is, at the end of the day, everything goes back to vibration. So we have to remember that. Okay. Togetherness, healthy and harmonious partnerships, commitment in a relationship, recalibration with others. Boy, if that ain't true. The different sounds that'll bring you different frequencies. You're entering a time of healthy, harmonious partnerships. Collaborations is key here, as you're invited to explore the potential inherent in making a commitment to another person, a group, or even yourself. I just want to stop here and say, collaboration, for those of you that did the winter solstice with me, You know that I talked a lot about partnership and collaboration this year. People doing many things with other people that can help accentuate the other person's gifts and your own. Know that you're bringing different gifts to the table. You don't have to be in the exact lockstep with everyone else. Being your authentic self actually brings you into alignment with others. You are a note and a harmony that neither overpowers nor is overpowered by anybody. Your beautiful interdependence allows you to shine. Keep an eye out for a sign that your subconscious, which has been conditioned by your previous hurts and experiences, is working in a way not in accord with what your healthy self intends. For example, you may desire a relationship but expect to be betrayed to the unconsciously sabotage it, and will unconsciously sabotage it. You say you want to lose weight but continue to eat compulsively and avoid exercise. In these moments, you are not attuned with yourself, and this desire spills out into all other parts of your life. If this is happening, you may want to take a hard look at yourself. Do self-inventory, forgive yourself, and start singing in a new note. What's really great about this is how quickly you see that you are able to turn this around. Have no fear. It is so easy to get back in tune. All it takes is self-honesty and a willingness to heal. You can do it. This really is such a fortunate time. So there we go. Really interesting. And the last, I'm going to pull one from, let's do it this way, John Holland's deck. Obstacles and challenges. So, a person's walking, it looks like a plank here, and is coming to a break in it. It reminds me of those, oh God, I can't think of his name, the guy that played all those action films, going to the temples and all of that, looking for the Holy Grail and all of that. Indiana Jones, thank you. But with this, it reminds me of that because he had to walk across a temple, and if he hit the wrong step, he would fall to below, and that's what this looks like. So to me, this says, this coming week, we had a lot of good things saying to, sum it up to give and receive equally, to take a break from things, not to be too vain in the way you express yourself, and open up to your star brothers and sisters and to recalibrate, and now we have obstacles and challenges. Well, again, this is going to be for a while in the bigger picture. So remember, if you're not ready, you don't have to walk this plank and jump off of it. You can stay right where you are, which is to have the overview of everything so you can see clearly what's laid out under you. So it should be an interesting mix this week of a little interesting stuff and then some positive about self-care. So there you have it for the week, and can't believe it. Next week we're moving on to March, and astrologically speaking, March is looking much better than January or February. So hold on to your hats and have an expectation that you can get through this week. Thank you so much. I love every one of you, and keep the light burning. Hold the line. Bye-bye.